It's just a very soft, smoky eye. Still very natural, still definitely very wearable with a wing liner. You don't need to do the wing liner, I just wanted to. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Buxom eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Mink Magnet, and it's just a really pretty shimmery taupey shade. Let me show you guys what it looks like. It's so pretty. I take this with a flat 239 brush. So I'm just taking this shade and packing it onto the lid, and then also using the edge of the brush just to kind of round out my crease. And then this, I'm not really being too precise with it because we're going to blend it out. I am going to be using my Melt Cosmetics Dark Matter stack. I'm going to start off with this first shade, which is Blur. Yep. And my MAC 221, which is one of my favorite brushes. And I'm going to take this and just start blending out the crease. And then also just, I should mention, I primed my face with, I'm drawing a blank. Why am I drawing a blank? Murad Invisibler. That's Jack's trying to get in. I locked him out today. So all I'm doing is just blending the edges. Okay. Whew. I thought I was about to drop it. Next, I'm gonna go in with Unseen, same brush. And I'm just going to start adding that shade to my crease in the center. Oh, and I should also mention that I prime my eyelids with Urban Decay Primer Potion, and this is the anti-aging one. I love the Urban Decay primers. Eye primers, not their face primers. I'm not really a fan of those. Okay, so as you guys can see, it's starting to look really soft and diffused and just a little bit more defined. But the point of this look is not for it to look really carved out or really separated, if that makes any sense. So you don't really want to see where your lid color ends and where your crease shade starts. I really want it to blend together and look really diffused and soft, almost like hazy. I'm gonna go in with this shade, which I really love, and this is Enigma. It's one of my favorites. Again, I'm gonna be using the same brush, and I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm actually going to just keep this shade in the center of the crease and not so much bringing it out. Do you guys see that? And this is perfect because the shade that, and I'm bringing this to the inner part of my eye too. This is perfect because the shade I have on my lid is a little bit purpley, and this combination just looks so pretty. I'm gonna go back in with, what is this? Unseen, and just blend that color out again. I have literally been using this all the time, and I don't really use a black because I feel like the looks that I've been doing lately, I really love this like hazy, soft, smoky eye where it almost looks a little bit romantic. And I don't feel a need for the black, so not now, but it is so pigmented and pretty. I'm gonna go back in with that Mink Magnet shade, and I'm just going to go over the lid color just so that it is very visible. And again, I'm using the tip of my brush just to carve out that crease. So that well, really I'm not carving it out, I'm just kind of making sure that the placement is very precise. Now I'm going to take my Kat Von D ink liner in Trooper, and I'm shaking it, and I'm just going to go in and do a very thin line or thick line. We're going to start off thin and go out thicker. That's what we're doing. And I know some people cringe at tugging the lid, but I have to. And I'm just holding the brush on its side so that I can really get to the lashes. Otherwise you'll see that gap. Now I'm gonna draw out my line. Got a nice little wing going. I'm just going to take a little bit of makeup remover, and then I'm just cleaning up under my eyes because I have some glitter. For my foundation, I'm going to be using my Marc Jacobs Remarkable foundation, and I wear the shade Light Honey, which is shade 52. This is a full coverage foundation. It's like super full coverage. The shade is actually a little dark for me. I don't take any more than what's on the wand, which is more than enough. But being that I'm going out for my birthday, Mama wants to look flawless. I'm going to be using my full coverage foundation brush by Sephora, and this is number 58. And I'm just going to start blending that out. When we got matched for this at Sephora, it was summertime. And the shade, it looks a little yellow on camera, but it's actually more of an, not so yellow as like a red undertone. And as I've mentioned before, when I tan, my tan tends to be a bit more red than golden. Oh, I got some on my hair. I really like this foundation so far. Again, if you're not a full coverage kind of gal, because this is full coverage, you're not gonna like this. And it sets pretty fast, which I really like. For my under eyes, I'm gonna be using my MAC Studio, what is this? Conceal and Corrector, and I'm gonna be using the Mid Peach, which is this here. And I'm just going to do 3 dots or 4. And I'm going to use my finger to blend it out, and then I'm going to go in with my brush just to really make sure that it looks soft. So since again this is meant to be more for your natural girl, if you don't want to wear a full coverage foundation, you can do something lightweight like the Urban Decay Naked Foundation, or the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. You could use something like the True Match by Maybelline. I'm just kind of throwing some ideas out there, but you don't have to use something that's full coverage. I just like full coverage foundations right now. And again, we're going out for my birthday, so I want to make sure that I look flawless. I'm going to take eyeliner. This is the Smashbox Dark Brown Liner. I'm just going to run a little bit on my hand just to kind of soften it up a little bit. And then I'm going to apply the shade on my lower lash line, and then we're going to smoke it out. We're going to go in with the Shadow Blur by Melt. And I'm just taking that just to run it down the lash line. So we're smoking it out. I'm gonna go in with the other brown shade, which is, why can't I remember what this is? Unseen. And I'm just going to add that to the bottom, and this is just going to add some warmth to that. So I'm gonna touch up my eyebrow a little bit because I got a little bit of foundation on it. But other than that, I do like the way my brows look. And this is my Anastasia brow wiz in, I think it's brunette or dark brown. It's one of the darker shades. I have mascara on already. I may end up doing another coat of that. But I'm going to go into my Kevyn Aucoin contour palette. And I'm going to be using the cream contour today. This is Sculpting Cream. And I'm going to be using my number 56 brush by Sephora. I think this is a foundation brush. It just says Flawless Airbrush. just going to start lightly applying that. And then just blend it up. And I'm pressing it into the skin and blending it up. We're on my chins. For my highlight, I'm going to be using the cream highlight that I have in this palette, and it's Candlelight Cream. And I'm just going to be taking a Real Techniques brush. I think this is their contour palette, or contour brush. And I'm just going to be pressing this on my cheekbones. See? Looks really pretty. A little bit down the bridge of my nose, and we'll do a little bit right above the eyebrows. Okay, now I'm going to I'm just going to pop some lipstick on. I'm going to be using Kat Von D's Lovecraft. It's one of my favorites. And I'm using a matte shade because I don't want to use a liner. And again, we want to keep everything very soft. And the reason why I'm doing my lips before that is because I just see that it looks really washed out and it's driving me nuts. I'm going to take my Laura Mercier setting powder. Where is it? Found it. And this is in translucent, and it comes with a little powder puff. I've been using this stuff quite a bit. And the trick is you really work that into your powder puff, tap off any excess, and then you roll it onto the skin. So I'm just going to be taking this, and now I'm going to press it onto the rest of my face. We're just about done. We're just about done. I'm going to be taking Tarte blush in Flush. This is what it looks like. It's very, very bright. And I'm going to be using my MAC 137 brush. I have been using this blush a lot. This is actually the brush that I've been using with this. So that's why it looks dirty, because I've been using it. The final look, guys, and I will talk to you guys soon. I will definitely be posting more of these holiday looks soon. Bye.